Have y'all noticed something different about back when we were kids versus today? Back then, we were taught not to look at somebody's wealth as a measure of their value. No, we were taught to look at their character, not their wealth. In fact, if you remember, there were plenty of songs that even was sung about stuff like that. Songs, about the poor man who never gave in. He always kept his values. He never compromised on them, but he was always poor because of it. Whereas the rich man, who often became rich because he compromised, was the poor one. Okay, now let's look at something that's changed about that. And now, even in the churches, you have pastors teaching the women to go, not to go after the poor man. They're teaching them that this guy doesn't have money, he's no good. It's no good. Which is kind of ironic because they go over the Boaz family trees, the Brochaz and all that. But yet, what are they actually teaching these women? They are teaching them to worship Mammon. But doesn't the Bible say that you cannot worship both God and Mammon? And by teaching women not to be that way, well, you are teaching the women that Jesus is not an example of a husband to pick, which is kind of funny. Funny, especially when they say they want a man like Jesus. Are you sure about that? Let's look at some things about Jesus. He was homeless. One thing. He did not have home. For the foxes have dens and the birds have nests, but the Son of Man have no place to lay his head. He didn't have money or anything like that. He walked from place to place, and he only done that what God said. So he, in essence, was a poor, homeless man, which is by far better than a rich demon, like what we were taught in our youths.